Hey, what's up everybody? Prospector here with Watcher of Realms, and today we're here to check out Count Dracula. Some interesting things going on with this hero, and I want to test a few of his skills out. So this is more of a testing out how his kit works, what's all happening, so that we can come out with a better testing video later on. But anyways, without further ado, let's dig in. So quick overview, I guess, is talent cannot launch basic attack autonomously, which means that he has to kind of pair with another unit that's around him. He's going to give that unit soul rot, and that unit has soul rot. When that unit does a basic attack, he has the chance here on his basic to coordinate, or what they call it, launch a coordinated attack. From what I could see so far, you don't really see a visual of this happening. It just kind of happens. So let's go test that out quick right now. We're gonna take him into Guild Boss 1. It's gonna be the common boss, just to get some damage out there and see what's all going on. I'm actually gonna go ahead and throw something on Iovar because he's completely fair. That way we have somewhat of a damage comparison. I do have him in a Soul Arcana set because I think that's gonna be the best for him, because he's not gonna be hitting with Cataclysm or anything like that. He does have his own exclusive artifact. I'll look at that in just a moment as well. So let me make myself a little smaller here so you guys can see better. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna note is, we're gonna put him like this, is that it seems like his talent here does not reach over to like a big square. So if you put him here, he's not gonna reach and hit Iovar here. So I go ahead and show that quickly right now. You can see he's got the soul rot on Silas, which is going to give that extra 15% damage boost to him, and you can see he's not affecting Iovar. So we're gonna go ahead and get Iovar into the mix so that we can kind of see, or actually I should have just kept him off the field. Would have been a little nicer just to see him do his thing. All right, so let's go ahead and put down Iovar here, and we're gonna go ahead and put down Count Dracula right here, and I am going to go ahead and give them a healer, just to make sure. All right, so you can see here by the damage stats that Count Dracula is getting some damage out, right? He has like 470k. Iovar, just off his basic, is pumping out, well, right now, about 1 million or so damage. And you can see he keeps doing damage, and there's not really much of a physical appearance of what's happening here. Yeah, he's just kind of sitting there like he's turned to ash and not moving. Now, I also don't really see like he's got max stacks, he's ready to use his soul rot stacks or anything like that, because he does have stacks for that. But he's doing about half the damage right now as Iovar, and that's with one stack of Soul Arcana. So if I go ahead and activate some of these guys' skills, we're gonna go ahead and see what happens going forward. Now, he has this nice animation where these like things are undead are coming out of the ground. He gains visibility, I guess, if you want to say. Well, he's not invisible, he just kind of gains appearance. I guess he loses his ashiness going on here, whatever you want to call it. Maybe the bats are kind of a signal for how many stacks of soul rot he's got. 1, 2, 3. I don't know if they are or not. Doesn't seem that way, but you can see he's still stacking. Got some bats flying around. It's kind of hard with the dragon's head in the way. They move it up here, and now, okay, so that must be the signal that he is full. All right, so now you can see he's keeping up a little bit better. Let's go ahead and activate an ultimate again. Let's activate Eloins just to see if we get that full stack of Soul Arcana going and see how he's doing here. All right, so as I said, you can't really see any kind of physical thing happening when he does activate, or when he does use that basic attack to coordinated attack is what they want to call it. But he is full. Let's go ahead and use the auto here and see how he does against this Iovar for a little bit, see if he can kind of catch up. It's debatable. I mean, his damage does spike significantly when he does use his ultimate. You can see he's already caught up by a little bit. but Iovar's comes back pretty quickly, and that Iovar is also an Aegis Wrath, and not the most optimum set either. So that's something to keep in mind. Now, you can run him with Gon, or you can run him with Iovar or something along those lines. You can use Valderon as well, or Araka or whatever. He does get the extended range as well, and he also gets an extended range from being bonded with Lady Mina. I think their name is Mina? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, see, he's not really catching up on damage. It is an A5 Iovar, so I mean, that's something to be said about that. Others are getting a little bit closer now. We're coming down to about a minute right now, and Iovar's kind of just left him again by another 8 million or so. Let's see if we can catch up with this ultimate. Yeah, it's kind of just staying that way. Let's go ahead and actually reset, get him paired up with Silas as well, so he's getting Soul Rot from that, and make sure he's getting those full stacks before he goes off. All right, so let's go ahead and get Silas out there. Let's get Iovar out there. Let's get our Count Dracula out there. And then I'm going to go ahead and put Elwyn over here just to make sure he doesn't get confused and decide to attach to her for the Soul Rot. So there we go. Let's activate the ultimates. Kind of see how he compares on the right side over there. All right, so now he's taken the lead because he's had, I guess you want to say, a fair kind of go at it. Iovar's taking the lead again. He's going to take it back. Or not. Iovar is keeping the lead. Oh, now he's got it back. Yeah, it's kind of not a, like I said, it's not even really a fair comparison. So Iovar at A5 is pretty crazy anyways. And Count Dracula is only at A0 in this test here. But I guess you could see how his basic attack is actually working. And you can see how he's applying Soul Rot over here. That is actually giving the 15% damage boost to those heroes as well. So they are getting a damage boost from that. And he has, oh, you can see the stacks if you click on them. Oh, wow, okay. Increases damage by 2% per stack upon gaining Count Dracula. Restores 2.5% rage. This effect cannot be dispelled. All right, so he's also getting the attack speed plus 30 as well. And yeah, there's one other option that we could try to make this seem a little bit better. We could try to put him in attack speed amulet. So let's quit out of here. I'm gonna move myself down for a moment and kind of explain why. I don't know if it's gonna work better or if it's gonna be about the same. All I know is that there is a mechanic in there that does increase his damage based on the amount of attack speed that he has. So let's go look at that. During the ultimate, absorbs all Soul Rot. So that's that Soul Rot stacks that he's getting up to 10. Effects to deal 60% damage to one enemy unit in range 5 times per second for 15 seconds. Inflicts the anti-healing effect for 5 seconds. This isn't really helping him. Guild Boss. Causes HP drain equal to 15%. HP drain is when activated, ignores any shield carried by the target and directly reduces the HP. Carried equal to 15% of the current HP to the hero per second and cannot be healed. And gains 10% damage increase for every 100 bonus attack speed. After the ultimate ends, all stacks of Soul Siphon are consumed. Soul Siphon has it in here as increases damage by 3% per stack upon gaining Count Dracula, restores 4% rage. This effect cannot be dispelled. Okay, so you can see the idea here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put him into an attack speed amulet and see how that interaction changes things. And I'm not going to change Iovar's gear because I really want to see, you know, how he's performing differently or if at all differently. Okay, so we have a good piece here, right here. This will do. We are still crit capped and our stats are right around 19.6k attack still, 25k HP. His attack interval is slow as molasses. I don't know if that's, I think that's kind of for his basic attack. I'm assuming it's kind of weird how that's showing that. And then his crit rate or crit damage is at 355%. Here's his artifact before we go back into the battle and test the speed. Increases damage by 20% during the ultimate, gains additional attack equal to 10% of the attack of absorbed ally heroes with Soul Rot. That's something else to keep in mind because Silas does not really have anything going on here. He's completely bare naked, so his attack could be boosted higher. If you put him next to heroes with more attack, he could do better by absorbing more attack. Let's try this attack speed thing and see if Iovar's damage still pulls ahead easily, even though he's an Ageless Wrath, compared to his. Alright, so let's get them on the field quick. So we went Iovar, Silas, boy Dracula, and then Eloin, and then Otto. Okay, now let's put it on 2x and kind of see how this goes and plays out. Okay, so Count Dracula does seem to be pulling ahead a little bit right now. He is using his ultimate. Every time Iovar uses it, he pulls back ahead again. Okay. He's not really pulling ahead by a lot. Iovar can use his ultimate much more often. And even though he has more attack speed, yeah, I'm just not seeing... Well, it seems to be a little more consistent on the same page of Iovar, I would say. It's nothing crazy though. It's about the same. The A0 Count Dracula seems to be doing about the same amount of damage as the A5 Iovar and Ageless Wrath. Like I said, big damage difference. Iovar's damage would be much higher if he was in a Soul Arcana set as well. So that's got something to keep in mind. That's a good damage comparison to see where he's at. Now, let's pull him out again. And let's bump up the attack of these heroes that are next to him. Let's see. We'll find some high attack heroes, okay? And then we will put them back on the field and see if that changes anything. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to put well-geared Kagiri next to him and see how that plays out. Because Kagiri has like really high attack. Alright, so Kagiri. We can actually give him a Lord. That will make sure he's got the bonus there. Let's gear up our Kagiri here. Well, let's just see if a quick equip gets me started at least. Attack bonus, attack speed we need. We'll just do Ageless Wrath attack bonus. That'll work. Flat attack. There we go. More flat attack. There we go. And another flat attack. Okay. Now over here, we're gonna go with Warlord just to try to see if we can bump his damage even more. Attack bonus and flat attack. We can just use this. Not really looking for big damage out of him. We're just trying to get that attack bonus nice and high. All right, so here we go. 24%. And then let's go, instead of doing Kagiri's thingy here, let's go and try to see if we can find a Keen Wisdom. Okay, that should give him a nice attack boost as well. So let's buff that up. Let's check out Iovar quick just to see his gear. He has attack bonus, attack bonus, attack bonus. He's pretty good to go, actually. All right, so let's play test. Get those two on the field, make sure that they're being healed, and then we'll see what happens here. All right, we should get some different results at this point, I would think, anyways. All right, so let's place some. Actually, let's get Kagiri down here. We'll get Iovar down here, and then we'll get Count Dracula right in the middle. We're gonna go ahead and put our. Gonna be a bit of an issue. If I put her too close, he's gonna grab her. All right, let's see. This should work here. Yeah, because they can't have more attack than Eloin. We're gonna auto alt. And let's just see what they do now. All right. The solid lead again. Count Dracula staying ahead this time. Right, he's going back forward again. Is he gonna be able to keep that up though? That's the question. Rage is pretty good. You could give him a lot more rage and keep him rolling a lot faster. Kind of curious how his actual stacks are holding up here. At the ultimate end, he runs out. Got 1 right now. About 3, 4, 5, 8. It's about 10 by the time his ultimate comes back. And he doesn't have any rage regen on him either, so that's something to keep in mind. He is staying neck to neck with Iovar at this point now, so that's something else to keep in mind too. Alright. Kind of staying ahead actually. And even though that's Aegis Wrath set that's on that Iovar, it's still, I mean, it is an A5 Iovar, okay? So, yeah, now he's about ahead by about 9 million. Iovar is going to catch up a little bit here. Not enough, though. Not enough. Yep, he's pulling ahead. That's some significant damage. To be just pulling ahead of Iovar, I would say he's about equal to an A5 Iovar damage threshold, I would say. And he has an attack boost, or attack speed amulet as well. So, yeah, I think that's a pretty good test. Now I want to see how he reacts with some other heroes that are doing other things. So I want to try to check out Beatrix actually. So let's go to challenge again. And I'm going to point Beatrix in the opposite direction. And the reason I'm going to be doing this is to see if he still assists if her ultimate is reaching off. Now all I'm testing is to see how he reacts with Beatrix and her summons being flying out, if he's actually gonna get the damage threshold going out. Let's see what he does. Alright. So let's go ahead and place Beatrix facing away from the dragon. And then we're gonna go ahead and place down Count Dracula. And then we'll go ahead and place Elwyn right here. Now he should be, yep, he is already hitting Elwyn. And let's check his stats out. Right now she's not doing any damage. He's not doing any damage because she's not hitting anything. Let's see when she starts hitting him. Beatrix, she came up on the board. Will he come up on the board? Doesn't really seem so, and that's probably because that's not really her basic attack, right? So that would make sense, honestly. That would make quite a bit of sense to me. So, no Beatrix, kind of weird mechanic going on here. And I think I'm gonna go look back at his kit again and see if there's anything else that we can check out. I think it's pretty basic though, honestly. I think it's pretty much what's going on. He collects Soul Rot, he gives the heroes next to him that damage boost. There is on the Awaken 3, I think it is, one of the Awakenings, he has an extra, or it's the Awaken 1. So the heroes or the allies with Soul Rot get 30% instead of 15%. On the Awaken 2, you get attack plus 300. On the Awaken 3, ultimate attack inflicts defense reduction on enemies. Okay, which is actually 30%, so it's pretty decent, and you can keep it up pretty often. You really could pump that out pretty quickly. On the Awaken 5 during the ultimate, the more times an enemy is hit by the hero's attacks, the higher the subsequent damage they take. The damage increase capped at 40%. So, Awakening is just going to be more damage. Now, onto the skills here again. So, we saw how his ultimate range is increased pretty far. And we have the Bloodhound. The ultimate attack deals an extra 15% damage to enemies with HP below 70%. That's kind of hard to test. Scarlet Embrace, when deployed for every one allied hero in the talent's range, gains 3 stacks of Soul Rot. We saw that. For every 1 stack of Soul Rot gains 5% penetration. And he does have that arena cost in there as well. We don't really have to worry about that. And then during the ultimate, absorbs all Soul Rot effects to deal 60% damage to 1 enemy units in range. We saw all this pretty much happening, except for the Soul Siphon thing. It doesn't really mention the Soul Siphon except for right here in the ultimate. After the ultimate ends, all stacks of Soul Siphon are consumed. And I don't see where he's getting Soul Siphon from. Okay, sorry, I was a little confused there. Soul Siphon is the stacks, not Soul Rot. Soul Siphon is the stacks, and that gives them the 10 stacks. And after the ultimate, those all go down to 0. We did confirm that as well. Guys, I don't think I have anything else to really show you at this time. I think the testing went really well. He seems to be working the way he's supposed to be working. I can't think of any other weird mechanics. If you want me to try to test these things out, please let me know. You can join the Discord, leave a comment in the comment section. If I think your idea is a good one, I'll go ahead and take a look. If you have any other questions, just please feel free to ask and I'd be happy to show you. But anyways, that's all I have for today. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Make sure you join Discord. Check out prospector.gg. I'll be adding this hero pretty soon to the website. But anyways, I've been the Prospector. Thanks for tuning in, and until next time, keep digging.